So on today's training, we're going to be talking about blogging with WordPress, going over WordPress from beginning to end, A to Z, however you want to say that. But we are going to be showing the step-by-step process for blogging with WordPress. WordPress is the blogging platform we're choosing. It's by far the most popular. It's free, it's simple, and it's something that if you don't quite understand how to set it up, you definitely need to understand how to set it up because it is amazingly simple and very, very powerful. So without further ado, we're going to jump in here. So in this training, we're going to talk about the 30-second WordPress install method. We'll also be covering all the free plugins you need to increase the chances of profiting with your WordPress blog. We'll also cover how to find hundreds of high-quality themes for free, how to make your very first post on your WordPress blog, how to add links to your post, how to increase your response by adding videos to your blog. We'll also be covering how to add AdSense and other list building ways to increase your list building to your blog as well. So we're going to be covering all that on today's training, plus a few more little tidbits related to WordPress. So I'm just going to show you here first a few places that you can go. I'm going to show you some screenshots, then show you a few more slides going over WordPress, and then I'm actually going to jump in on the screen and actually do this live before your eyes. But first, I just kind of wanted to show you some slides, so you can kind of get an understanding, wrap your mind around what's going to happen here. So the first thing we're looking at here is the C panel or control panel, which many of you might be familiar with that. This is what you get with your HostGator hosting, Bluehost hosting, IXWeb hosting, any major hosting company that offers a cPanel, which is what we highly recommend as we discussed in the previous training. cPanel is so important, and because it gives you so many capabilities and functions. So later on in the tech training and tech course, we'll be covering more on cPanel. But WordPress here, a lot happens actually from the back end here of cPanel. There's actually this great tool called Fantastico Deluxe with that blue smiley face. You'll see it back there. If you are in Bluehost, it's going to be called Simple Scripts. But Fantastico is what most of them have. And Fantastico basically allows you to do a one-click install of WordPress. And so you're going to see, this is what you're going to see when I do this live. But basically just wanted to get you familiar with what it's going to look like. You're simply clicking again, as I'll show you live on the screen, and you're basically inputting your information onto, just filling out a very small form, and literally within 30 seconds Fantastico will install WordPress for you from start to finish. Now, before you get concerned and say we were going through these slides way too quick, I'm actually going to be showing you, demonstrating live, in a very slow fashion coming up here, but just wanted to get you familiar with what's going on here. So the first thing here that the arrow is pointing at here, you've got your blog directory. If you were to install this on the domain, let's just say imtech training course, or maybe if it's related to dog training, you have a site related to dog training or anything of that nature, it would be your main domain name would be here, or you could use a drop-down menu if you have multiple domains on the account and pick which domain you want to install WordPress on. You can actually install it into a directory, a specific directory, so that would be like yourdomain.com/blog. And if that was the case where it says install in directory, you would just write in blog, or you would write in news if you, let's say you wanted to make it a news portal related to your niche market. But in most cases, if you just want to make it your main domain, you can just choose to install on the domain, leave the directory field blank. And we'll go over that when we step through that process in just a few moments. Where it says admin access data, this is very self-explanatory. This is the username and password you would use to log into your WordPress. Very simple, very straightforward. The admin nickname, this is what would show up next to your post. So it'd say post provided by admin. That's what most people do, and we'll cover that as well. Email is your email. Site name is basically, I like to have that be the main keyword phrases. Some people have it be something else, but in most cases, having that be your core keyword phrases that you're trying to focus on will actually give you a much better chance of ranking within the search engines, and that's a good spot to use the site name, or you could use it as your own business name or whatever purpose you have there. So after that, you're just simply going to click on that link where it says click. After that, it actually installs it all for you in literally just a matter of seconds. And I'm going to actually show you again this live, me doing this step by step, but just wanted to get you very familiar with it. When it's all done, you can actually go and visit the website and take a look and see, how it looks for you. So another thing that is very important when it comes to WordPress is actually choosing your WordPress theme. And so that's what we're also going to be talking about. One of the great benefits of using WordPress is the fact that there are thousands of quality themes out there. So you've got free themes, premium themes, and custom themes. A free WordPress theme is basically, it's not as exciting maybe. It's very generic. But a premium theme is basically one that's really jazzed up. It's got nice pictures. It looks very, very clean, very, very professional. Has a very, just a much different look. It's kind of like a Honda Accord versus a fancy car like a Lamborghini or something. That's what a free theme is to a premium. It gets the job done, the free theme, and it looks okay. But a premium theme really looks amazing. You can get paid premium themes, and also you can get free premium themes. And so I'll talk about that in just a few slides here on how you can get some free premium themes. There's also custom themes. That would be like if you had an idea for a WordPress theme and you outsourced for somebody to create that for you. But mainly when you're starting out here, if you're brand new, you're going to worry about free themes, mainly free themes, and then as your business grows, you can invest in some premium, more expensive themes. But in most cases, starting off with free themes is absolutely a great way to go, and it's not going to hurt you at all. So where can you find WordPress themes? In fact, one really cool source that not a lot of people, most people know about it by now, but now WordPress actually enables you to actually search for themes within the back end of your WordPress website, which I'll actually show you that in just a moment. Where it says where to find WordPress, basically on the back end where it says install themes, you would just choose themes on the left hand side. You'll notice where that arrow is, and then right in there it'll actually allow you to search by columns, where you want your sidebars, what colors you want in your themes, and all of that, and it will pull up a variety of different themes. So actually from the back end, the administration section of your blog, you can actually search and find your own WordPress themes. So very, very powerful, and there's literally thousands of free themes just right in there that you can use for whatever purpose you have in mind. Here's a few other websites that you can actually go to. One of them is actually wordpress.org, and you can actually just do a Google search for WordPress themes and you'll come across this. But it's wordpress.org /extend/themes. And I know it's kind of a long URL, but there it is. Basically, this is what you see on the on this section, the wordpress.org free themes directory, is basically what you're actually getting access to from the back end of your WordPress site. But I just wanted to show people that this is available in case you can't find the right theme the other way. Another place that you can get themes from is called WordPressThemesBase.com. WordPressThemesBase.com. Now this basically is just another website that actually stores and allows you to download a variety of additional free WordPress themes that are very professional looking and look very clean and nice. And that's WordPressThemesBase.com. And at the very bottom here, I've got a picture of a Google search window, and it shows free premium WordPress themes. And that's actually going to be the search string you would type in if you wanted to find these really high-end WordPress themes that are actually free. And you might find some paid ones up in that mix as well. But actually, most of the time, when I type in free premium WordPress theme, you get actually access to a lot of very fancy ones. The WordPress directory, for example, they don't have as many of the premium, so to speak, themes. They have some nice looking themes, and they do have some really what you would call premium themes, but it might take a while to find them. But some of these websites out there, kind of like WordPress Themes Base and many of the others, if you do a Google search, have actually archived them for you to make your life much, much simpler. So just wanted to draw that to your attention. So use Google to your advantage to find very good, clean looking WordPress themes. Now, just don't spend all your time looking for the perfect theme, because getting by with just the basic theme that's out of the box is enough to get you going and get you to where you can start getting traffic. That's really the most important thing with any blog, is to get traffic, to get people interested in what you're writing about, and to eventually make sales, whether it's as an affiliate, whether it's to get people on your list, whether it's to brand your business, brand yourself. the main focus here is to get eyeballs and attention on your offer. So the main thing is to get your website set up as quickly and smoothly as possible, but there are plenty of free themes to help you get there. So there's several things to consider. Will you be able to grow with the same theme? You might want to consider that. And again, you don't really need to start off with a very elaborate theme to get going. You can start off with a very basic generic theme as well. Will the theme fit your monetization plans? That means, is the theme you're going with, will it actually enable you to build a list from it? So for example, if you're trying to choose a theme that would allow you to build a list, or maybe have Google AdSense in a nice location, you would want to consider a WordPress theme that might have a right sidebar, for example. Okay, so that's something that you would definitely keep in mind, something with like a right sidebar. Will you be making money from the blog? Obviously your main goal is to make money if you're going to spend lots of time blogging, so more than likely your answer would be yes. So you need to determine, does your blog theme give off a professional, clean image? It doesn't have to look perfect. If you look at some of the most basic sites, Google, Amazon, I mean, they're big, but they're not extremely flashy, but they get the job done. So you don't need flash and whiz-bang beautiful sites. You can have clean-looking professional sites that get the job done for making money. Will the blog's look affect your success? Is there too much going on? Is it too bland for what you're trying to do? Like if you're an artist, you probably wouldn't want to have a bland WordPress type website. If you are into dog training or dogs, for example, you wouldn't want to have a theme that maybe had pictures of cats on it, for example. So your theme needs to represent what you're trying to do. And as we'll cover here, there's plenty of ways to get the right themes. One thing to look at when you are choosing a theme is also look for hidden links. So make sure that your theme has, that there are no hidden links like in the footer or different areas like that, that may end up getting people to go away from your website, or maybe passing links to other sites that you may not support and things like that. So a good spot to look for that is in like the footer and areas like that, which I'll point out to you in just a moment. Is your theme widget ready? It doesn't have to be widget ready, but as I'll show you, it's going to make your life much easier if it is widget ready, because you can do list building much easier, you can add AdSense much easier, you can add analytics and all sorts of things much simpler. And then again, the design, single, 2, or 3 column design. There's different purposes for each. The most commonly used blog theme is typically a 2 column WordPress type theme. So keep that in mind. And then the color scheme, it should be easy on the eyes, and that's very, very important when you're choosing a WordPress theme. And again, I'm going to go through all these steps as we select it when we actually go into the live part of the training. So this is just a picture to show you, because we're also going to be talking about installing WordPress plugins. Now plugins basically take your WordPress theme and they actually make it better. They make it stronger. They make it more powerful for you. And there's several types of plugins out there. And some of the basic ones are listed right here. One is called All-in-One SEO. It basically helps you with search engine rankings. Another such plugin is Google Sitemap Generator. It basically helps you create a nice Google-friendly sitemap to ensure that all your blog posts are indexed, make sure all your content gets indexed, which is very important because you want it to be found in the search engines. That's what indexing means. Another big plugin is Sociable. Blogs are social by nature, so that gives people the ability to share, post on your site, maybe on Twitter. They can share posts that you've done on social bookmarking sites, and that can kind of help your website and your blog and your content go viral. So Sociable is a great free plugin to add as well. Another great one to consider is called Woopra, and it basically is another free plugin that tracks and analyzes web stats for you. So again, one other plugin that's free, gives you some great insight. It's not going to cost you anything, and these are just 4. There's literally thousands of plugins out there. I could have selected many additional plugins on top of these, but really we just want to get through to the basics here, just to get things up and running smoothly. So WordPress for SEO, as I'll be showing you more of as we set this up, you're probably thinking, well, this is technical training on WordPress, but SEO is also a very big part of it. So while we're back there doing the tech stuff, you may as well make sure your blog is optimized correctly from the get-go. And these plugins actually assist you in doing this for you. The 4 plugins that I mentioned, All-in-One SEO, Sitemap Generator, Sociable, and Woopra. We're going to go over how to set up your permalinks, which will actually help every single post you do, you just have to set it up one time, and from the time your site is set up, it's going to be set up and search engine friendly for you almost from the get-go. So it'll be much simpler for you to maintain, and you'll know as you move forward that your site is very search engine friendly. You also will show you how to set up your ping list to make sure your content gets picked up even quicker, like within minutes after you post it, and then how to set up your all-in-one SEO plugin correctly so that it further enhances your search engine rankings over time. Now, when we're back there setting up the permalink structure, you'll see this in the left-hand side of your administration section. That's where you're going to do a lot in WordPress, and that's where we'll be a lot of the time. There's going to be a section called Settings, and on the left-hand side, you'll see something called Permalinks. And basically, what a permalink is basically it's going to allow your link to include the title of the post within the link. And most of the time, since your titles will have keywords in them, that helps with search engine rankings because search engines like to see the keywords within the URLs or the links, to your various blog posts. So if you were to do a blog post on dog training resources, it would come out looking something like dog-training-resources, which in the search engine's eyes enhances the relevancy of that post for that phrase. And so therefore that would rank up in the search engines. Or it could say maybe Walla Walla, Washington chiropractors, for example, if you're setting up a WordPress site maybe to target a local market, for instance. And really what I wanted to point out here is when we're there in the permalinks, we're actually going to be working with something that looks kind of like that goofy percentage sign post name, and I'll show you when the time's right where that goes exactly. But this kind of gives you a rough idea of where that's going to go. It's going to go under Settings, Permalinks, then you'll choose Custom Structure, and then put your post name in there. Once you do that, your site will be optimized from the get-go. And again, we'll be showing you that live as we go forward. Another thing you'll do is setting up a ping list in WordPress. Most of the time this is already set up for you, so you don't really have to worry too much about it. But if it's not, just kind of wanted to draw it to your attention. And a ping list, for those wondering, is basically every time you make a new post or you make new changes to your blog, it's going to automatically do what's called a ping to a site such as Pingo, which will actually go out there to about 20 or 30 other sites for you automatically and update them with the new listings, and it'll go out to blog search engines, maybe other search engines. It basically helps your content get indexed like nearly within minutes instead of having to wait days. And so it's very cool because as you can see, WordPress, once it's set up correctly, can really generate some nice autopilot traffic and overall income for you. And that's why it's so popular for affiliate marketing, for list building, for building your business, building your brand, things like that. It's because of tools like a ping list. And we'll be in there showing you where that is and what it can do for you. Adding a new post is very simple. A lot of this is if you can point and click your mouse, you can run a very high-powered, efficient website using WordPress. In fact, most marketers out there, they don't build anything that's not on WordPress just because it's got so much power behind it. And in fact, a lot of the major websites out there, the news websites, some that you might read, even some major ones. In fact, at one point, if I recall correctly, it was CNN.com that actually was powered by WordPress partially. Not all their site, but part of it wasn't. A lot of major websites are actually, powered by WordPress, and it's very powerful and it's free. So we'll also be talking about how to add a link to your post. That part is very simple, but also something that's extremely important, especially if you're doing any kind of affiliate marketing or any kind of list building with it. That can also definitely benefit you. You can add things like a subscriber box to your WordPress site, and again, I'll be showing you that step by step. You could also do things like if you wanted to use a free tool where you could do like an exit pop-up within WordPress, and I'll just briefly touch on that and what it can do for you in that regards. And then we'll be showing you how to add pictures to your blog. Pictures you really do paint 1,000 words. They can really help you generate more excitement for your blog. So we'll be talking about that, and also how to add videos to your blog as well. So lots of good content to come. Videos are so important. They give you that personal interaction between a business and its audience. Videos, it's cost effective to produce. It really can have a viral effect, and it really is great for increase your brand's recognition, and it really can drive more traffic to your website overall. So video is going to be very beneficial for you. And then Google AdSense, many of you probably know what Google AdSense is. It's basically, little links and stuff that pertain to your niche market. So if your niche is on dog training, then for example, there might be little links that look like what you're seeing on the screen that have something to do with dog training. If somebody were to click on that, you might make 5 to 10 cents per click. And that's a great way to make money and to monetize a blog as well. Very, very powerful way to do that. So now that we've kind of given you an overview, kind of shown you some things to get your feet wet, I'm actually going to get started now creating your very first WordPress blog. So we're actually going to jump off the screen here and get started with creating our very first WordPress blog. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go over to our control panel area. So we need to go over to our C panel. So in order to do that, we just need to come up here to our address bar. So you'll go to the address bar here, and what you're going to put in, especially if you're using HostGator, which is what we highly recommend, HostGator or Bluehost, you're going to somehow need to log into your cPanel. So for this example, we're going to log in here to our WordPress here. So we're just going to go to our cPanel. So it's just yourdomain.com/cPanel. So it's just yourdomain.com/cPanel, which is where you're going to go. Okay, so once you go to your cPanel, it's going to ask you to log in here. So you put in your username and password, which is actually provided by your hosting account. So I'm going to input that information here, and it's going to take me in to log into my control panel. And again, for this example here, we are using HostGator. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to log in here to HostGator. And again, if you're using Bluehost, you would just log in to your Bluehost control panel. And what you want to do here now is go right on down to where it says Fantastico, just like I showed you on the screen. So we're going to come right on in here to Fantastico. Once we click on Fantastico, it's going to say blogs, and we're going to choose WordPress. So again, you choose Fantastico, select WordPress, and this is literally a 30-second installation method. As you can see here, as long as your internet, computer stays strong, you'll have no problem going through these steps. Now, as I mentioned previously, when you want to install it on your main domain name, so that means yourdomain.com / whatever it is, so it's yourdomain.com, and you want that to be your main website, you're just going to keep it installed on domain. If for some reason you have let's say you have a squeeze page, a landing page, some other page that you want your home page to be, maybe it's got information about you and your company or anything like that, and you want to set up a blog separately, you could just do a /blog, for example, and just keep it like that. And you could actually, don't enter the /, just put in the name right here as they instruct you. So then that would come out as your course name /blog, for example. So we're just going to keep that because we want it on the main domain where it says administrator username. Let's go ahead and select admin. And that's going to be most of the time generic. For password, we'll just go with the generic password here. Admin nickname, I typically just go with admin. You could put your name if you want to, however you want to do that. For email, you can just put in your email here. I just have a generic email right now. And for site name, this is where you could put in your business name, or you could put in your keyword phrases here. So I'm going to put in my main keyword phrases for this example. And then I'm going to choose install WordPress. I'm just using dog training just as a rough example here, just so you can see how this would apply to any niche market. So we could call this dog training galore if we wanted to, for example. So we're just going to install WordPress. and then it's going to say, is it okay if it creates a database? And that's correct. So we're just going to choose Finish Installation. And literally in just a few seconds, it actually created a WordPress website for us. So if you want to, you can come on in here, and what it would do, it actually, if you put in your email here, it would actually email the installation details to you, which is kind of a cool feature. So you can put in your email, and then that way you have access to the link to log in along with your username and password that you set up just in case you forget. So in most cases, your administration URL is going to be yourblog.com, so it's going to be yourdomain.com/wp-admin. If you decided to install it in the blog part, it's going to be yourdomain.com/blog/wp-admin. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that one, and we're going to come over here and open up a new tab and jump on over into WordPress now. So you can see here, if you were to go just to look at generic WordPress that was set up, you're going to have a very basic WordPress theme right here. So you can see that all set up here and working. It says hello world. That's just the first generic post that WordPress gives you. This is the new generic WordPress theme. So we're just going to come in here, put in wp-admin so we can log in here with our username and password that we set up. And what you just saw pop up there was something called a RoboForm. That's just asking if we want to save the information. You don't have to get RoboForm, but it can speed up, remembering passwords and all that kind of stuff. But for now, we're just going to stick with, just logging in like usual. So we've gone through the 30-second WordPress install. You can see WordPress is now installed. The basic WordPress engine as itself is all set up, ready for you to start profiting and putting in your own details and information. So now we're going to go over all the plugins that you really need to make this work for you. So basically, as we talked about, there's several plugins, and that's one of the first things you want to set up after you get into WordPress. So what I recommend you do is come on over here to the left sidebar, and that's where you're going to do most of your work within WordPress anyway. So you're going to come in here on the left side, and you want to choose Plugins. And what you're going to see is there's a couple plugins. One is called Akismet, one is called Hello Dolly. Both of these are plugins that are just generic, and Hello Dolly is just a basic one. And so these two are just always here. They're typically set as inactive for the moment. So we're going to just choose Search Installed Plugins. Now there's those four main plugins that we want to add in here. So we're going to choose, we want to go over here to where it says Add New Plugin. And where it says term, we're just going to put in the terms for the plugin we want to find. So I'm going to put in all-in-one SEO. And this will take just a moment. And you're going to come with, this is all within your search, your WordPress backend. It's going to say install now. So are you sure you want to install this plugin? Go ahead and click on OK. And then it's actually going to ask you, after it unpacks the plugin and installs the plugin for you, if you want to activate it, and you do. So all-in-one SEO is the first one. Now we'll worry about this in a moment. We're going to set that up in just a moment. Next thing we want to do is come back to where it says Add New at the top. So plugin, select Add New, and we'll type in another one that we want to go with, Sociable. Especially once you know what plugins you want, it makes it very simple for you just to go and find them. So you're just going to look for it. It'll ask you if you want to install it. Go ahead and click on OK. It's going to download it, unpack it, and install the plugin, and then just choose Activate Plugin. Next thing you want to do is go right back to where it says Add New again. So again, all from the left-hand side, plugins, and then click on Add New, type in your term, and this time we'll find the Woopra plugin, and we'll go here to where it says Search Woopra Analytics. That's the plugin we want, and we're going to go ahead and click on OK. Notice it also brings up some additional plugins, so if there's other plugins that you want to play around with, there's really tons of plugins out there. There's thousands of them to choose from, but these are the core really good plugins that you can go with. And we're going to add one more plugin here, so I'm going to type in here Google XML sitemap, because that's what that is, Google XML sitemap. And there it is. We're just going to choose install now, and we should be good to go. So it'll take just a moment again and activate the plugin. So it was as simple as coming over here to the dashboard, your main administration section, left hand side choosing plugins, and if you want to manage your plugins, just select manage. If you want to just manage the active ones, just choose active. If for some reason you have an inactive one that you want to make active, you can just highlight it and choose activate. But we're just going to manage these active ones that we created. And if for whatever reason you want to add a new one, you can either click on add new on the left side or add new up here and type in whatever you want to type. Like if you want to find a plugin that will help you with Twitter, just type in plugin, type in the name Twitter, and you'll find some different plugins related to Twitter along with their reviews. Very, very easy. I mean, you can see how simple setting this up really is for you. So we're going to go back to plugins, and the next thing we need to do is set up these plugins. So after we've gone through the process of installing these plugins, finding them and installing them, again, you did not even have to leave your back end. It was all point and click with the mouse. Very, very simple. Left hand side, pick plugins and go from there. Very, very simple. We need to set these up. So we're going to first start with the all-in-one SEO plugin. So in order to work with the plugins, after they're installed, you're going to go to the left-hand side and you'll click on Settings. And not all the plugins, but some of the plugins that you install will show up under Settings because there's further setup that you need to do to make them final. So what you're going to do here is come in here and you're going to choose Enable. For the all-in-one SEO, you need to choose Enabled. So you see here there's a little radio button, make sure you choose Enabled, and then it's going to ask you for a home title. That is for search engine purposes. So it's going to ask you for a title tag, which as you know is extremely important for your overall rankings within the search engines. The title tag is basically the blue font that shows up when you do Google searches. It's that bold blue font that's clickable. And the title tag with your keywords in there can help your site rank in the search engines. So with all-in-one SEO, you need to put in your main keyword phrases for your blog, whether it's related to weight loss, fitness, those kinds of things. You'll want to do some keyword research to come up with the best title to use. Okay? So for this example, we're going over dog training just for, just as an example here. So let's just say dog training, and then you could do a comma, puppy training, and let's see, you could do dog training, puppy training, and pet training if you want to. And then for the home description, this is going to be a keyword-rich sentence, one or two sentences that would encourage people to want to visit your website. So you could put the #1 resource online for dog training, puppy training, and pet training. Your home description, it helps if you have your keyword in there. It helps you rank in the search engines. It also is extremely important because the search engines will actually use this home description right below the big bold blue listing, which is your title tag. They'll actually list that, and if that has your keywords in there, it can also help your relevancy, your overall rankings, and also encourage people to click on your site if you wrote something creative. Now I'm just showing these as examples here, but this is what basically you want to do with all-in-one SEO. Is you want to put in your title and your keyword, you want to put in your description, and this is technical related plus search engine related as well. SEO is very technical, so that's why we're covering it now, because it is so important and vital to your overall rankings. I'm going to put in my keywords now, so let's just type in, dog training, puppy training, and this just has to be your core keywords you're trying to go for, not all of them. And just keep these ones as is. If you have questions on them, you can click to help, but pretty much you're just going to want to keep all these things as they are. This one will basically, what it'll do is it'll take your post title whenever you do a new blog post, and it will automatically make your post title show up at the top. So it's actually going to automatically make sure that your post title for every single post that you do is keyword rich, related to the post that you just created. And another thing all-in-one SEO does is it will allow you to create your very own titles as well that are search engine friendly, so that you don't have to have very technical search engine friendly titles, as I'll show you in just a moment when we go to the title feature, or excuse me, when we go to the blogging part. You can choose to take off the blog title. Sometimes it's best just to keep your post title so it's just only solely focused on the keywords related to that post. You can choose to remove that one. Typically that's what I would do, is just remove the blog title from there and remove it from the page title as well. Category title, you can keep those as they are. And at any point too, if you have questions, just click on any of these and they will actually give you some input on that. Use categories for meta keywords. Just keep that unchecked. Honestly, in most cases, you're just going to want to keep all these as they are. So just be very limited on that. And what you're going to do is come in here and put update options. Okay, so your all-in-one SEO options are now updated, and that's ready to go. The next thing you want to set up here is your sociable. And sociable is basically, what it is. It basically allows people to share content, just as I was discussing. So you could choose to allow people to print your post directly from there. So if you want to keep the print option there, that's fine. Some people don't like that. But if you want to keep things like your dig, mix, the very popular ones, delicious, Facebook, that way they could add your post to Facebook, for example. They could add your post to Twitter. And so you can just kind of go with the main ones if you'd like, and that's typically the best way to go. Mix, dig, delicious, Facebook, and Twitter are going to be a good set to go with. So all you have to do is just check on there. And where it says share and enjoy, you can just keep that as is, or you could make it say something else, but typically share and enjoy will work just fine. And then right here you can choose the position for this. You can choose to have it show up on the front page of the blog, on individual blog posts, which is the default setting and probably the best place to put it, and on individual WordPress pages, and that's probably the best options there. Use the sociable style sheet, that's fine. And then you're going to scroll down and choose Save Changes. So these plugins are very straightforward. The next thing you want to do is go to Woopra and see if there's anything in there that you need to set up. So we'll keep this one as is. And then XML sitemaps, there's nothing there with Woopra that you need to worry about at the moment. So XML sitemaps, you only need to do this one time at first, and you can come back and do this on occasion, but after you've added some posts, you just need to come in here and it says the site map wasn't built yet, and you'll just click here to build it for the first time after you've created a few posts in there and got some activity on your blog. So for those ones you don't need to worry so much about. Mainly it is all-in-one SEO and sociable that you set those ones up correctly right from the get-go. So the next thing that we need to do after we set that up is worry about finding some nice themes that we can actually work with. So you remember the very generic theme that we had here. This is the basic theme that comes out of the box, and this theme actually is very much improved from what they used to be. So you can come on in here to where it says appearance. So just like plugins, you're actually going to work with themes in the same area. So you'll go to themes and choose install themes up here at the top. And this part is very, very handy, because if you want to choose a theme, like let's say that is a two-column theme with a right sidebar, you could actually narrow down to only themes with a two-column theme and a right sidebar. And then you could further narrow them down by color. So you could say I want black, blue, white, and silver. And then you can just do a search with all those options there. And that would bring up some themes related to what you're looking for. So again, you just go to Appearance and Themes, and then choose Install Themes. And it's very simple to install themes from the back end here of WordPress. And in fact, if you're starting out, that's going to be your best way to go about blogging and setting this all up. Okay, so now what you're going to do is come on in here again, and you can do your search one more time. So let's just say we'll go with black, blue, and silver, and we want a two-column with a right sidebar, and then you can scroll down and then choose Find Themes. And it'll say, okay, there was no themes found for that, so you can just go back and maybe choose just the colors, for example. Black and blue. And it'll find some plain themes related to that. So for example, if you find a theme that you think looks good, you can just choose Preview, and it will pull up an image preview of what it's going to look like if it were live. And then you can just check off that. And so for this one, that one looks clean, so we'll just click on Install and just choose Install Now. And just like the plugin, it's actually going to go through the process right here, unpack it and install it for you, and just simply choose Activate. So now that that's been activated, you could see that your new theme is actually live. So there it is, there's our new looking theme. And what we want to do next here, now that we've actually got this theme set up, is we'll go over this process one more time. So we'll go back over here to Themes. On the left side, choose Install Themes, and then you can do a search right in here to find the themes that you want to work with. Now if you're going to be uploading like premium themes and other themes that are not found within the main WordPress, and there's thousands of themes here, then you can, there's actually another way to go about adding those themes, but we will actually show that at a later time. But this part is the most basic feature, and it's the best way, to get your themes set up and going. If you did decide that there was a theme that you wanted to install, like maybe one that you found from ThemesBase or something like that, and it does come in like a zip format, you can actually browse on your computer and it will actually look for the file, and then all you have to do is just upload it, and then it would install it from that area. So so that's another way. So like, let's say if we go out here to ThemesBase, I'll just demonstrate that real quick. So let's go here to a WordPress themes website, and let's say that we like this theme here. Okay, so that's just going to download that theme. It'll take just a moment. Alright, so let's just look for that theme now. We're just going to browse on our computer for where we save that theme. And it is called, let's see here, Stripey. So we'll just pull up that theme here wherever we installed it. So we'll go back here one more time. Okay, so let's find the theme here. Let's go to WordPress Themes. And if this is the theme we want to download, we'll just download it, and let's just save it to our computer. This will take just a moment. Alright, so let's just save that theme. Okay, so now that was downloaded. It didn't download the first time. So we're going to come over here and just upload it and choose Install Now. And this will take just a moment. And so what it's doing now is actually taking the file from your computer, it unzipped it, and now it's going to ask you if you want to activate that theme for your new WordPress site. And there it is. So now we've got this new theme that I found on just one of these free generic, WordPress sites that that we actually demonstrated earlier. So that's how you could actually go through and upload those ones. If you find a professional theme you want, if you buy a theme, all you have to do is upload it from the back end. That's the beauty of the new WordPress, is you can do everything from the back end here. So it's very, very simple to work with and use. So from back here, if you do decide that you want to activate and switch between themes, like let's say we want to go back to the original, all I have to do is just choose activate, and it will actually let me know which theme is current and which one is not. So very, very simple process there. Once you've settled on your theme, it's obviously time. So you've settled on your theme, you've gone through the process of uploading the plugins and all that, making sure you have the right plugins. Then it's now time to get to your first post. But before you do that, there's one other thing you want to do under Settings and General that you just want to double check here. So we're going to go to Settings, General. It's going to ask you for a site title, and this is another opportunity to put in your main keywords and also your business brand. Or if it's like let's say you're a consultant, you want to brand yourself, then you could put your name up here, different things like that. We're going to call, like let's say we have a nice name called Dog Training Galore, for example, or Internet Technical Training, or whatever you want to call it. You could put that up here. So you want to make sure your site title is your main keyword phrase. And for tagline, you don't have to have a tagline, but you could have a nice keyword-rich tagline that would kind of go right below it. And then what you want to do here is make sure that right below your tagline, you can demonstrate and see how it's going to look. So you could say the #1 source for dog training, and the tagline will typically end up showing right below. It's going to show up directly below, like your title, or right to the side of it, which is actually going to be demonstrated. It's going to show up on the header of your actual blog. The date format, this would be how you prefer to have your date show up. Most of the time the default setting is going to be just fine, and just choose Save Settings. And we'll go here and open up the website. You notice here, up here, we've got our title tags already working for us. And notice here how it's demonstrated, the tagline that we have here, the #1 source for dog training. And you could choose to keep that or remove it. It's going to be completely up to you. If you do want to remove it, just highlight that, and it's only a few words. But it is another way to put in your headline, and then you can just save those changes. Okay, so you want to definitely go into general settings before you go in to do your first post. Then the other thing you want to do and make sure is that you do your permalinks. Make sure that is set up correctly. And for this process, remember we demonstrated on the slides, but I want to show you, step by step how to do that. It's going to be the left-hand side, and you only have to do this one time. It's under permalinks, and you want to choose custom structure. So it's going to be permalinks, and you do want to choose custom structure. So permalinks custom structure, and you're going to do /, %, post name, %, /. So it's /, %, post name, %, /. Now this is not, it's not required to do this, but it's going to give you the most benefit from a search engine standpoint. So that's why it's definitely recommended that you do go this route if you can. Okay, so it's /, %, post name, %, and this is going to give you the most search engine friendly benefit possible. So go ahead here, click on Save Changes, and now your permalink structure is set up correctly. Okay, so now that you've got that set up for you, you've got your plugin set up, you've picked the right theme. Now it's time to go in there and make your very first blog post. We're going to talk about making your first blog post, how to add links to your post, how to add a video to your post, and possibly a picture to your post as well. So again, on the left-hand side, you're probably sensing a theme here. WordPress is very, very good about from the get-go, making it very easy. Everything's going to be on the left side. Your post, everything that you manage will be over there. So right here where it says post, just choose Add New. And where it says right here, this is going to be the title. So the very top part is going to be the title for your post. This is a perfect opportunity to have a nice keyword-rich post that you can use. So you definitely want to try to have, a keyword-rich title that's also going to get people interested in your market. So you could say, top 10 ways to train your dog, or top 10 ways to better dog training habits, something like that. Top 10, let's see, top 10 ways, that'll work. Top 10 ways to better dog training, and then right here you can actually put in your post. Now I recommend when you are doing this that you actually go in and put in your put in your post into like a notepad file, like a notepad or a Microsoft Word document, but it's best if you can actually put it into a notepad file and then copy and paste that you've saved if for some reason it times out, your connection's lost, so then you're not just typing away at a nice blog post and everything is lost. Or if you decide you do want to type out here, you could say, hello, this is a test, this is very simple to do. All you're going to do is come up here, click on Save Draft, and that would actually save your work as far as you've made it. And then you can come back and add more if you want to. Okay? So that's very, very simple to do. I recommend a notepad just because that way, like I said, if it does time out, it's very easy to transfer your content over. So blogging is very, very easy. It's as simple as being able to type. Now, if you want to do some more complicated things, like, if you want to go in here and do some complicated things like, let's say add a link, for example, which is not too complicated. So let's say that you're blogging away and you say, click here to improve your dog training. You're just going to highlight it and click on this little link. It's a little hyperlink key. And you're just going to put in your link URL. And then where it says target link, you could actually set this to be a link that opens in the same window or a link that opens in a new window, which is typically the best way to go. And then you could put a title for your link, but you don't have to. If you do a title, you could make that keyword rich if you want to. So all I did here was I selected the content that I wanted to link up. So let's say I wanted to link the word hello. I just highlighted it, clicked on this little link icon, and this could be like an affiliate link, for example. If it's a ClickBank link, you could take a ClickBank link and copy and paste it in here, for example. So, it gives you lots of flexibility as far as adding your links in there. So linking is very, very simple. If you do decide you want to remove a link for whatever reason, just simply click on the thing where the link chain is broken. So if I want to, again, put that there, link it up, and let's put in our link one more time. Then choose Insert. And if you decide, let's say, hey, I want to make my link stand out more, so you want to make it bold, just simply click on the B up here. Just like you were in Microsoft Word or Office or anything of that nature, the I would actually make that link italicized so it sticks out even more. So it gives you lots of really neat flexibility there. Now if you're blogging away and decide that you would like to add an image, for example, you're simply going to come up here to where it says Upload Insert, and it'll say Insert an Image. So let's just come in here and plug in an image. Now there's several ways you could do it. You could actually upload an image, from your computer, or you could actually already have them imported into the media library, which I'll show you where that is in just a moment, and you could actually just select them, or you could just upload them directly. So I've just got a picture of an American Eskimo dog here, and I'm just going to plug in this image here. Now where it says the title of the image here, you could keep that as is, and then alternate text. This is actually a good opportunity to insert your keywords one more time to benefit your search engine ranking. So alternate text is a very good thing to put in. So dog training, let's say, dog training resources or something like that, related to your picture, obviously. And you could put a link URL if you want to, and I'll show you how to link up an image in just a moment. You could choose the size of it if you want to make it medium, however you want to do that, and then just put Insert Post. And let's say you want to center that image, for example, you just highlight it and move it over with the center key. Or let's say you want to do more advanced things, like you maybe want to be able to write around the image, for example. So you could choose this left, justify thing, you could choose center, or you could choose right, which basically would right justify the image, or you could choose none, which would not allow anything to go around it. But the left justify would be kind of cool because it enables you to write around it so it looks more a little more professional, a little cleaner. And then just scroll down and click on update. And let's say you wanted to make a link clickable. Like let's say, for example, that this was, as an example, let's just say like this was a picture of some ebooks or something that you were promoting as an affiliate. And so you wanted to make this picture clickable. Well, you just come in here, put in your link right there, and there you have it. Your link, your picture is now clickable. So if I wanted to type around this, you can see how simple working with WordPress really is. So now let's say we're at a spot where we're ready to publish our post here, that we've played around enough, we're ready to publish our post and make something happen. So what you want to do here, a cool thing here within all-in-one SEO is, let's say we wanted to add more keywords to target on top of dog training already being in our title here. If I were to scroll on down here, you'll find all-in-one SEO, and this is your chance to put a keyword-rich title right on in here. So let's just say in all-in-one SEO, let's just type in one more time our keywords again. So let's just type in something more related, so dog training, or let's say it's related to the American Eskimo or dog or something. And then you could put in a description, learn how to train your American Eskimo dog, and then put in your keywords. Okay, and then just simply come on down here and click on publish. You don't have to do the all-in-one SEO, but it can help you actually in certain situations. Not every post, but if for some reason you can't put in the keywords that you want to put in for whatever reason, you could go down here and make sure those get into the title tag. Otherwise, if you leave that blank, your title tag will become this title right here. So I'm just going to click on publish and make that go live, and we could actually go view this post if we'd like to. So this will take just a moment. So now you can see here, this is this cool little post that we worked on, top 10 ways to better dog training. And hello, this is a test. This is very simple to do. Here is the link. If I were to click on that, it would take me off to the link I created. This is the picture here. If I were to click on that, that would be clickable. And one more thing here, I was testing out how I could write around the image. And if I had more content, obviously the share and enjoy thing would pop down. But this gives users the ability now to add it to Facebook, to Twitter, to Mix, to all those kind of things. So lots of opportunities there to make your site stand out and make it a little bit different. Now, one other thing that we want to work on here is adding a video into one of our posts. So let's say that we have a video that we decide that we want to add into the bottom of this post, for example, as if we don't already have enough content. Or actually, let's just make a new post while we're at it. So let's just go over here to where it says post, and I'll show you how to manage your post. This Hello World post, we don't need it anymore, so you can just trash it. So just highlight it, click on trash, and that'll actually get rid of a post if there's a post you don't want anymore. And if you want to add a new post, let's just go ahead and put in our new title here. So let's just say dog training video. And again, this would be keywords related to whatever it is you're targeting. Notice here the permalink automatically shows up with the keywords in there, or whatever your title up here is automatically becomes your link, very search engine friendly. That's because you changed the permalink. So let's say that we type along, this is a great video on dog training. One of the easiest ways to get a video to show up is just to upload your video to YouTube first, and then put it into your blog by embedding it. And the reason is because by putting it on YouTube, it's actually going to be getting you traffic that way through YouTube. Plus, it's very simple to manage and work with that way, in my opinion. So let's just come in here, and in the opinion of most, it's much easier to work with it that way. Plus, it gives you double the exposure. So let's say that you've had a video, you've put it out on YouTube. So I'm just going to go out to youtube.com here, and let's just type in dog training. Alright, solve your dog's jumping problem. Now, if you're watching YouTube videos, you'll always see this option called embed right down here. And all you need to do is just copy this and come on where it says HTML.
Hi, my name is Eric Lavender.
and go to HTML, not visual, but HTML. And you're going to come on down here and paste it in there. So I've just copied it by right-clicking and choosing copy, pasted by right-clicking and choosing paste. And then you're simply going to come down here and click on publish when it's done, when you've actually embedded it, and then you can go take a look at the post after it's live. And the video will take just a moment to show up. You see the video there? So there's your video now embedded within your blog post. And then your second blog post, if we go back here to the home page of our blog, we'll have multiple blog posts showing up here now. Okay, so now we've got a video on our blog, showed you how to add pictures, showed you how to link up your post. Now let's say that you want to add pages to your blog. I'll demonstrate that rather quickly. Pages basically are things like an About Us page, a Contact Us page, kind of the basics that companies have. Pages are very similar to posts. You can just come over here to pages, and they start off with an About page, so you can actually just come in here and edit the About page. This is about me, and then you can put a link to maybe your Facebook and things like that, and then just choose Update. And then you can come in here to where it says Add New, and let's say you want to add, let's say dog training books, for example. You want to have a listing of dog training books on this page that would show up in your navigation. So, let's say dog training from A to Z, puppy training tutorials, things like that. These could all be book titles. You could have images there, and then you could decide that, hey, I want to add, link these up, for example. I want to make sure these link up to maybe a ClickBank affiliate link or to an Amazon affiliate link or whatever the case might be. You can just come in here, add these to your pages. And then just simply come down here, click on Publish. Once you publish it, you'll see here in just a moment what your blog is going to look like. You notice here now, by adding a page, it actually puts it into the navigation section of your blog. So a page is slightly different in that it kind of sticks out from the blog post. So now you could have a whole page related to dog training books. So it's kind of another way to make money from your blog. So your blog could be talking about dog training with information. You could give links, within your post, but then you always have this page up here that's also going to give people training and information. So the next thing that we need to do, and after we set up pages and all that, you don't have to always have a page either. You can do that last if you'd like, or you don't have to have pages at all. You could just focus on post. One other thing that we want to work on is putting in AdSense to our posts, putting in Google AdSense, or even putting in anything related to list building. So we want to have, like, let's say Aweber or Google AdSense, and it's actually the process is the exact same, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So I'm just going to jump on in here to our administration section, and this will take just a moment. What you want to do is come on down here to where it says, appearance, because you're going to have to change this. It's important to know that you will need to change some of these. If, for example, you decide to change themes, you're going to need to change add the new list building thing to your new theme as well. But you want to come here to the theme you're using, choose Editor, or you could go with widgets, depending on if your theme is set up for widgets. But we'll go for widgets here, just for example's sake, just because it is a little bit easier to work with. You want to just take a text widget, so just choose widget, come up here to where it says text widget, and it's going to bring up a little window that kind of opens up here. Now we need to go over to our Aweber, because let's say we want to build up a list within Aweber, for example. And let's just pull down one of our lists that we have here. So we're going to just log into Aweber. This will take just a moment. We're just going to copy and paste our Aweber form code. Now, later on, there's going to be additional tech training they'll talk about, how to set up your list and all that within Aweber. This is just to show you how to take simple HTML code. This could be Google AdSense. This could be banner ad codes if you want to add banners to your blog. This could be adding an opt-in form. I'm going to show you all these with this one simple step. It's just basically, going to wherever you're going. I'm happen to be using Aweber. You could be logging into your Google AdSense right now and grabbing your AdSense code. You could be logging in and grabbing a banner ad code if you'd like to do that as well. So we're just going to log in here. And let's just go to Web Forms. And we're just going to choose Publish right here for this particular form. And it'll take just a moment to load up. And just choose, I will install my form. That's all I'm doing here is just grabbing this little bit of HTML code. So if you're doing Google AdSense, if maybe you're adding an Amazon widget, let's say you're promoting a ClickBank product and they gave you banner ad code with your affiliate link in it, then that's what you would put right here as well. I just went to the widget section, went to Appearance, Widgets, and then I drug the text field up here. And all I'm going to do here is just paste it in there by hitting Control V or right clicking and choosing Paste. And then I'm going to hit Save. And then once I'm done with that, I just hit Close and come back here, and we could actually look at our website and see if it actually showed up, which in this case it actually did here. So let's say, to build up my list even more, let's say I wanted to do something different with it too. Let's say I wanted to put something above it, like let's say above here, free dog training tips. They make it very, very easy for that. Sign up below to receive free dog training tips and advice. Now you could do more things to make it pretty, like let's say you decide you want to add like pictures or things like that. You could actually insert pictures over that area, but we're just going to keep it simple right now. Free dog training tips. Sign up below to receive free dog training tips and advice. And there you have it. They can put in their name and email, and you can now list build from that. If you had put in your AdSense code instead of that, then your AdSense code would have gone in right here, and your AdSense would have displayed in this area. If you put in your banner code, then it would have displayed in this area. So this is basically, in a nutshell, the ins and outs of working with WordPress. Now there's several other things that you do need to know about WordPress. One of them is your RSS feed, and this is also very important. The RSS feed is actually found by default with WordPress by just doing feed. So you can just go to yourdomain.com/feed or yourdomain.com/blog/feed, and it's actually automatically creates an RSS feed for you that you could go out to RSS feed directories and actually submit your blog to get more traffic. So if you're wondering how to do that, WordPress makes it very simple to do those kind of tasks. So we're going to jump back in to the PowerPoint training and finish out some more information on WordPress. But this, in a nutshell, really is the ins and outs of WordPress. Most everything you do is going to be found from the WP-admin. Everything from adding posts, adding plugins, adding themes. They make it very simple now to where you really don't even have to leave. You don't have to do, FTP and all that difficult stuff. You just have to be able to just log back in here to WordPress and just make things happen from there. So they make it very user-friendly in that regard. Okay, so here's some things to successful blogging. This isn't fully technical related, but you really want to give people what they want. The most successful blogs focus on their target audience. WordPress is something that's very powerful. So just be real, know yourself, be passionate about your niche, because that's going to get people excited about what you have going on, and that's going to actually give you more success as you blog. Create meaningful titles. Make sure your titles are meaningful to your market. Make sure they include your keywords in them, because that's going to ultimately help you rank higher, since you went through all those technical aspects of setting it up properly with all-in-one SEO and all those other things. Be consistent. Writing often is very, very important. It's actually a requirement for success with blogging. The more you do, the more you get done, because as you saw, all these technical things added up to where you have a nice, well-oiled machine set up. So you do all these things once. Now you just need to post more content to get more eyeballs to your blog, because it's already going to self-update itself. It's going to update search engines. It's going to keep generating traffic and sales for you, and that's why WordPress is so powerful. And your writing style really does matter, so make sure you're working towards building a relationship with your readers so that they feel that they know you and understand you. And showing that you care and are interested in your readers is going to ultimately get you more followers, which will make all the work that we just did with setting it up more worth it to you in the end, which means more money in your pocket as you go forward. So that's very, very important. There's 4 different ways you can generate content, in case you're wondering. One is to write it yourself. One is to outsource it to other people, meaning paying other people to do it. You could get guest bloggers to create blog posts for you in exchange for just like a resource link or something like that. You could take private label rights content like articles and ebooks and things like that, turn them into blog content. You could take videos from YouTube and different things like that as well. So lots of different options. So just want to thank everybody for attending the training today on WordPress. I know there's a lot there to cover with WordPress, but it's very, very powerful and definitely something that you need to look at.